What's up, everybody? I'm the Bentist, and we're back with another YouTube video. Now, as you know, I've been through a lot of school, but there's a lot of stuff that I still don't know. So today's TikToks are gonna be Today I Learned on TikTok. So let's figure out what we can learn today.
I'm not sure if you know about this, but when you buy a brand new Nutella, open it up, flip the lid over. There's actually two linings in here. There's a white lining and a silver lining in here. And then when you open up the silver lining, there should be a little knife to open.
Okay, hold up. No way. What? First off, no cap. I don't believe it. You want to know why? Because why do you need a knife to get the knife out of the lid? It makes no dang sense. So I'm going to have to say this one's fake. All right, so in this next one, you know when you're out at the soccer game and you got your little foldable chairs? Well, you know those little holes in the bottom? Well, this is what they're for. Never knew this. Yeah, I know that little hole. No way. You telling me I can be shaded and comfortable? What?
I was today years old when I found out that that's how you're supposed to play on that thing.
What? What? Oh my gosh, my mind is actually blown. Wait, hold up. You guys telling me that you guys actually slid around sideways like some crazy acrobats or something off those things? I just use those to climb up and down the playground. My whole life is a lie. Okay, so in this next one, if your phone gets dropped into some water and it gets wet, this is what you gotta do. Okay, what is that? What is that noise? I have a hack for you. If your water ever gets wet in phone speakers, play this sound. I've actually seen this before. Oh, that's so smart. That buzzing sound, that hard buzzing sound actually vibrates the speakers and shoots the water out. That's crazy. Save that. Life hack.
All right, you can tell it's ready because it's a little bit squishy, a little bit airy, and it kind of looks like a moldy banana. Ha! The top already came off, so take a look. Okay, here we go with the perfect peel.
Looks like a forbidden fruit. I would not want to eat that.
Oh, yeah. Every time.
What type of banana is this?
Slides right out.
My man.
I can let this dry a little bit. There's some seeds in there that I want to take out, but I just grew myself another bath sponge.
My man just grew himself a bath sponge. What? Is this really where bath sponges come from? Am I dumb? I guess I never really thought about how sponges were made, but that makes sense. Next thing you know, he's gonna be growing his own shampoo and conditioner.
You ever wonder why these crackers have these ridges on them?
I actually have always wondered why those ridges were there.
Your cheese.
No.
Look at that. Perfect.
There's no way that's
size
real.
And everything.
Wait a second. Can you really cut cheese with that? I feel like the cracker would just like break in half. It's actually really smart.
Life hacks you'll thank me for, part 11. Did you know that the lines on a Solo cup can actually act as measurement marks for alcohol measurement? This line right here is equivalent to a pint of beer.
No.
The next line down is 12 ounces, which is a standard beer bottle size.
That is so smart.
This line is 5 ounces, which is approximately 1 serving of wine. And
okay, well, two things I learned from this is now I can accurately measure my stuff, and number two, I've been pouring a lot more than I thought I was.
If you need to freeze ice cubes in a pinch, use hot water instead of cold water. It actually freezes faster.
What? You telling me that hot water is gonna cold faster? Hot and cold, cold and hot. It makes no sense. Science.
If you crack an egg and accidentally get the shell in your bowl, the fastest way to remove your shell is actually using the remaining piece of your eggshell to get the smaller piece out. The sharp edge of the shell is able to cut through the whites as opposed to
that makes sense, and then you don't just squish it around with your fingers. That's smart.
You're not supposed to look.
Yeah, that's a bad rip.
Right? You're supposed to tuck this in here. And then...
No! That rib went from nasty to clean in 2 seconds just from a tuck, huh? You think they would put that like obviously on the box so you would know what you have to do. This next one is for all my potato peelers out there. Today years old when she found out what the tip of a peeler was for. I never even knew what the potato peeler has a tip. Oh. My life is a lie. That actually makes a ton of sense. Now I'm not gonna have any peels in my mashed potato. I'm learning so much today. Today years old when I learned.
Today years old.
Okay, yeah, you got your bag of coals.
Is that the instructions on the back? Dude, I have...
That's it? Wait, what?
Holy shit.
You're leaving the bag? Well, I'll be darned. I've been just emptying out the whole bag of coals this whole time. I didn't know you could use a bag as a fire starter. Wow. All right, now in this next video, I learned some things that I never knew, and it blows my mind that I never thought of this.
This is I Was Today Years Old, Part 1. Up first, I was 8 years old when I found out candy corn is called candy corn because when you stack it, it looks like corn.
Hold up! That picture looks just like a corn! What? Let me see that. That literally looks like a whole cob of corn. I thought it was because it was like a shape of like a corn. I didn't know it was like a full corn kernel maze.
This one literally just blew my mind, but I was 8 years old when I realized that flames don't have shadows.
That flame does not have a shadow!
I was 8 years old when I realized why eggplants are called eggplants. This is actually a premature eggplant.
That down there look like an eggplant. A plant that looks like an egg. Wow, mind blown.
So, I was today years old and I found out this goddamn water fountain that's been here for like 10 years has a refrigerator.
Wait, hold up. Okay, whoa. Those got mini fridges in there? You telling me I can get my water and store my water in the same fridge? Wait, what? What? Are you telling me that Krusty Krab is literally a crab trap? My childhood just got ruined. Is that why he never leaves, Krusty Krab? Oh my gosh, my whole life is a lie.
Doing some adulting today. I've been cleaning the toilet, and I've done that many times before, and I spend a lot of time on it because I need that shit to be shining. Like, I live with a boy, and you know, I get into all the little nooks and crannies.
I feel you. We dirty.
That's a button, right? So I was today years old when I found out that
my chick just popped off the whole toilet seat. That's actually really convenient. Did you know you could do that? I was just cleaning around it.
You've heard of CVS, but have you heard of CVS y Más? Let me show you the y Más. Fabuloso, they've got it. Have you been looking for Mexican spices? They have that too.
That's dope, man. If I ever need my Mexican spices, I'm gonna hit myself up at y Más. All right, so if you have an iPhone, this next one blew my mind.
I was today years old when I found out that the little apple on the back of my iPhone is actually a tool. Turns out you can double tap it and have it do things for you, like take a screenshot.
You tell me the back of this thing can make me do things? Can it make you guys like and subscribe for more videos? Life hack, you'll thank me later, part 12.
Lemon juice on top of your food, but don't want to get the seeds all over your entree? Here's what you do. First,
you gotta roll it, make it juicy.
On a countertop or a cutting board. Then take a skewer or a toothpick and poke a hole in the end of the lemon. Okay. Then squeeze out the juice to your heart's content and store the lemon in a Ziploc bag in the refrigerator until you want to use it again.
She just made her own little squeeze bottle. That's actually really smart.
Just take a pair of kitchen tongs and wrap around each end a dish rag or a washcloth.
Why wouldn't you just use a Swiffer though? That one seems a little bit extra.
If you're wondering which side of the car your gas tank is on, just look at the arrow next to your gas gauge indicator.
Okay,
whichever side it's pointing to is the side of the car.
That is smart. I actually knew this one though because I'm big brain, as we know. What you mean? Wait a second. Hold up. What you going sideways for? Why you going sideways, sir?
See? Son of a...
What in the... You telling me that I've been doing this wrong for 30 years? I've been doing this wrong. It hurts. But we're learning.
All right, so we're sitting outside at the fireplace and we're looking at the stars and the planets. And Niam, how do you say Uranus?
Uranus.
That's how they taught you to say it in school?
Yes.
Say it again.
Uranus. Leo taught me.
Wait, what? When did that change? What do you guys say, Uranus? Uranus or Uranus? I've said Uranus my entire life. When did they change it to Uranus? Come on, guys.
Everyone wants perfect teeth. Straight, white teeth are often seen as a sign of true beauty.
All smiles matter. I love you all.
And some teens on TikTok might be paying more than they have to. Dentists are concerned.
Now, before we get into this, I see this stuff all the time. Literally hundreds of videos are commented and tagged on me of people doing crazy stuff with their teeth. So hopefully you guys can learn something today to avoid some of those mistakes.
The people who use these TikTok tricks may think they're working, but are they?
Teeth don't just magically... Oh, wait a second. That's me. I had no idea I was in this video.
Perfectly straight, white teeth have been a common beauty standard, but getting perfect teeth isn't exactly easy. One costly solution is dental restoration methods like crowns and veneers.
Now, also, I don't have anything against veneers and crowns. I've always said if the shape of your teeth is weird, that's the only way you're gonna change it. You can straighten up your teeth, but they'll still look weird. So if they're weird shape, just go ahead and get the crowns and veneers. I don't have anything against it. That being said, there can be some issues with it.
But what exactly are crowns and veneers? They're both tooth coverings that can improve the look and functionality of your teeth.
Now, when you see a Hollywood reporter or an actor or something that got perfect white smile across the top, it's probably veneers.
Dental crowns are a a thicker layer, usually 2 millimeters, made of porcelain, all-metal alloy.
And as you can see right here, see how much of the tooth is gone. Crowns take away a lot of tooth structure, which is why I don't like them if you don't absolutely need them.
Both procedures require your teeth to be filed or ground down.
And you also never get that tooth structure back.
If you want or need crowns, it's typically because you need to protect a weak tooth from damage or decay, you want to restore a tooth that's cracked, worn, or broken, you want to hold a dental bridge in place.
AKA, you didn't take care of your teeth.
Dr. Shadi Manucheri, a dentist from London, England,
Shout out Dr.
posted
Shadi.
a TikTok reacting to a young teenager showing off her crowns.
So she's a gorgeous young lady and she's just ruined her teeth, possibly for the rest of her life, and she's going to have dentures by the age of 40.
Now, I don't necessarily agree with needing dentures by the age of 40, but shaving off that much tooth structure is an issue. A lot of these people think that they can go dental tourism, go to Turkey and other places like that, and they're going to get veneers, and what ends up happening is they give them crowns everywhere and all their teeth are gone. Instead of just a thin layer shaved off the front 6 teeth, they shave off everything and you got no teeth left.
She also explained more about how teeth are prepared for full coverage crowns while reacting to a video of 2 young teenagers.
So that's perfect. I mean, look at this right here. You can see how much of the tooth structure is gone. It's an 18th birthday present. She thinks she's getting veneers and she just got all of her stuff lopped right off there, man. That's tough.
Pegs like this, you compromise the nerve, and ultimately you will need a root canal treatment, and the tooth will eventually fail. That's called the restorative cycle of the tooth.
Especially the lower teeth. I mean, come on, no one needs crowns on your lower teeth.
You're likely to get, you're having this done on several teeth, you're likely to get an infection or a fracture, or one of them's going to fall off.
And this is especially true if your dentist is not very good. He makes them too big, too long, all these different things that can cause issues on the tooth structure, and it can even cause cavities. You can lose the tooth forever.
The video showed an illustration of how your face changes as you lose teeth, which is likely to happen when you get full crowns, according to Dr. Shadi and Dr. Mike Mew.
And I don't know about you, but I ain't paying to look like that.
There's always the more traditional method, orthodontics, a dentistry specialty that focuses on diagnosing, preventing, and correcting misaligned teeth. This usually comes in the form of braces, though they also come in more discreet forms like clear braces and Invisalign.
And before you all come and run in the comments saying, but they're so expensive, braces treatment costs as much as 1 crown. Those veneers and crowns cost more than an entire braces treatment. So what do you want, straight teeth and all your natural teeth, or straight teeth and all fake teeth and everything's all lopped off?
Some TikTokers have come up with cheap DIY hacks to hopefully achieve a pearly white smile on a budget.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
One big trend is using a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, a household cleaning product to whiten stained teeth.
You telling me people are using magic erasers to clean their teeth? Mr. Clean, the bald guy, is gonna be taking my job soon? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I am prepared for all the dentists that are going to come on here and be like, don't do it, she's crazy. I don't care.
Okay, first off, anybody who starts it out by saying, hey, every dentist in here is gonna call me crazy, but I don't care, I don't know if you should follow that advice.
I go to the dentist and I don't tell them what I do, but they're like, you have the healthiest, strongest, cleanest teeth. And I'm like, why, thank you.
First off, little dental secret here, we tell that to pretty much everybody just because we want you to feel good about yourself, unless it's really, really bad.
I don't use any fluoride at all. When the dentist said, use your fluoride, don't rinse, nope, I don't do that.
First off, fluoride gets a bad name. A lot of people say fluoride is bad and mind control and all this crazy stuff. All the research study says it works great. That's why it's one of the only things available that the ADA accepts for healthy teeth. That being said, our toothpaste we're making is going to be using hydroxyapatite, was the newest version of something. It's what your teeth are made out of that actually does just as good as fluoride. So we're going to be putting that in our toothpaste instead of fluoride. Pretty cool.
Number 3, and here is where we all gasp. This is a magic eraser. I take a tiny bit out of it, wet it, don't touch your gums. I've been doing it for like 2 years. Another TikToker, Wild Violet 502, posted a video where she appeared to be thinking about using a magic eraser on her teeth.
Okay, first thoughts, isn't there chemicals in magic erasers? And 2 magic erasers are they work by being super abrasive. So they're just gonna be basically ripping the top layer of your teeth off, giving that enamel. Yeah, they're gonna work for whitening just like if I used light sandpaper.
Another TikTok user, Ali Jude, posted a video showing themselves trying the hack after saying they saw peer-reviewed research saying the method was safe.
Are we really gonna take teeth whitening hacks as well from somebody with yellow teeth? I mean, they don't look super white to me.
Melamine sponge can remove stains from the tooth surface more effectively and less invasively compared to a conventional toothbrush.
All right, now I know the conclusion makes it seem like, oh, melamine sponges are better than toothbrushes, but there's an issue. This study was meant to see how well it whitened teeth or removed stain. Your toothbrush can get in between cracks and get all over there. The purpose of your toothbrush is not to remove stain. It is to clean the plaque and clean your teeth. So this is basically saying, does it remove stain? Yes, it does. Is it as good as a toothbrush for cleaning your teeth? Heck no, it's not. Don't use it.
Cleaning using a melamine sponge brush can easily and effectively performed at home and in a dental office. As well, the study was done on extracted human teeth, meaning there was no risk for ingestion.
Yeah, those sponges literally dissolve into millions of pieces too. Like, we're gonna get like little glass pieces all down your throat. Like, no, it doesn't work. That being said, it's still better than crowns.
Dr. Mackey further explained why the magic eraser wasn't a good long-term at-home teeth whitening solution.
The way that sponge is made, it's like compressed in a way that it becomes actually strong, almost like glass, but it's like fine particles. So it's very abrasive.
Like, literally imagine you have fine sandpaper and you're just going, yeah, it's gonna clean it, but not for too long.
At the same time, it's also scrubbing the enamel off your teeth. And that enamel, which is the outer layer of the tooth, actually protects your teeth.
See, that's the other problem with this type of stuff, is you're gonna strip away that white layer of enamel so much that your dentin layer is gonna show. Your dentin layer is yellow, so then your teeth will be yellow forever and super sensitive. So yeah, that's probably not that smart.
One TikToker showed herself using hydrogen peroxide, explaining that it was often used as the main ingredient in whitening strips.
Big thing here is you want to make sure that the percentage is actually correct and it's for your mouth, not for food grade or anything like that.
The Bentist.
That's me. I feel like I'm doing the Spider-Man. You, me, you. Let's see what I have to say about it. I honestly don't even remember what I said.
Orthodontist in Plano, Texas, explained that hydrogen peroxide was the only method clinically proven to whiten teeth.
And the light is 100% just a gimmick to try and get you to buy the product. But Bentist, her teeth got whiter. Check the picture. She just lightened the yellow filter to make her teeth look whiter. Now that doesn't mean that these whitening products don't work. They do. It's just the extra money you pay for that little light that bling blings in your mouth is completely worthless. And just don't waste your money on it. And unfortunately, gimmicks like this, where they just lighten the filter to make you feel like you whiten it overnight, like nobody ever whitens their teeth overnight. It takes you weeks to get white teeth. Come on now.
Another common teeth whitening hack is using baking soda.
Baking soda is literally the same concept as sandpaper and everything else. It's just an abrasive.
One TikToker showed himself using whitening strips for about an hour.
His teeth are white! More than likely due to the whitening strips more than the baking soda. Also, if I used baking soda with my whitening strips, I would die of sensitivity.
Baking soda is an abrasive.
It's an abrasive.
When you use it to brush your teeth, it will remove surface stain. They will leave a layer of stain over the teeth, and using abrasive particles such as baking soda can remove those surface particles and make your teeth appear whiter. They're not actually whitening your teeth from within.
One thing I also saw is the same concept of this is charcoal toothpaste. They use the charcoal powder is an abrasive as well. I would have patients come in every time telling me that their teeth were so sensitive, and I couldn't figure out why all these people were getting sensitive teeth, like crazy sensitive teeth. And then I found out that they were all using charcoal toothpaste and ripping that top layer of their teeth away, providing the dentin to come out underneath where all the nerve tissue is and everything, and making them super sensitive.
But if your teeth are yellow, you'll need a professional solution that's got either hydrogen peroxide or carbamide peroxide, and that's what's really going to change the color of your teeth from yellow to white.
I don't necessarily think it needs to be a professional solution. You don't have to go to your dentist and spend $500. A cheap $30, $40 box of whitening strips from Walmart will do this perfectly fine. It'll just do it a little bit slower than 2 or 3 major appointments with a dentist for an hour. You can just do it 20 minutes a night for 2 or 3 weeks and get the same result. You're welcome. I just saved you hundreds of dollars.
Healthline has a few tips on preventing your teeth from staining. Limit staining foods and beverages, limit your sugar intake, get calcium in your diet, brush and floss daily.
If you're not already doing those things, we got a problem.
It's to always do your research when you see a new trend, because things aren't always as they appear.
Oh.
I barely got any sleep last night.
No joke, dude. Holy moly. What a jaw surgery reaction. So just so you know, he got double jaw surgery. They broke his upper jaw, lower jaw, moved things around. He's got braces in. This is all hematoma and, just swelling from, your jaws getting ripped off your face and moved around and stapled together. Oh my God. Oh yeah, probably not the game for Grandpa. Oh my gosh, the teeth just came right out. Never playing a game with Grandpa ever again. What's this little... The dog don't want to brush his teeth. I tried that once. I'll tell you what, if there's one thing that does not want to brush their teeth, is dogs, man. I've been trying to brush my teeth, dogs, and they just run away every single time. But be nice to your dogs, man. They're the best thing ever.
Oh, someone today had told me, your teeth look a little yellow. Do you brush them?
Okay, let's see.
Do it look like I brush them? Not one, not
so
two.
Aggressive. Dang, my man.
Fucking toothbrush. I brush them morning, night, after I eat, after I shower, after I poop, after I literally can't get them any whiter.
Okay, first off, you're not supposed to brush 5 times a day. Actually, you're supposed to brush 2 or 3 times a day. If you brush too much and too aggressively, you can actually get gum resorption on all your teeth and your gums will erode back. So just brush them, but your teeth are fine if they're not white, okay? It's okay if they're a little yellow. It's not that big a deal. All right, just got my temp veneers put on. For those that don't know, temp means temporary. These are the ones that we put on the teeth before the permanent ones get there. So sometimes they can be a little wonky. Let's see here, got the temp veneers on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why Vietnamese would be a problem with your... Oh! I actually totally didn't think about that. The temporary veneers are more like a solid kind of resin. They're just white. They're not like porcelain or anything like that. And so literally if you eat anything, it will stain. This chick, she got straight up stained yellow, and they will stay that way. They will stay that way until you can get the permanent ones on.
Celebrities with bad veneers, or as we now know, bad crowns. Part 1.
Oh, snap. She's smart.
Main culprit, Gucci Mane.
Okay.
I don't know who did this, why they did it. All parties involved need to be reviewed by the dental board. Just no.
That's pretty bad. So she was talking about how like his teeth are jutted out here. He's got what we call a class 3 bite or an underbite, and veneers or crowns are not gonna fix that. So yeah, he got some veneers done, and then also they just drilled holes into every single one of his teeth and put in, you know, diamonds, and not a good look. Not a fan of this one.
Next up is light-skinned Keisha. I mean,
okay. Doesn't look terrible. Honestly, you know, these really aren't badly done. I think that personally, she just has a little bit of a gummy smile. You know, this is kind of what her natural smile looks like. So I actually don't think these ones are that bad at all. All right, what we got here? Why is this a big deal?
1500.
Yo, this can't be real. My man got straight up real life buck teeth. My guy looking like Tobe Mater off of Cars right now.
Asian like they did them.
At the dentist?
Yeah.
Nah, bro, you gotta go back. Who did they? What did they do?
They gonna file them down, but you know what I'm saying?
They put them over your regular teeth.
Nah, they took my teeth out and they gotta file them, fool.
Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
He's mad.
You hot side.
Nah, I'm just saying, bro.
He's so mad. They look so bad. We all need to figure out what dentist this is and never go there ever again. They did something wrong.
Something not right, y'all. It
Up and down.
Too tight. It's about to pull my teeth. It is too tight.
That is, I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of a weird rubber band placement. Normally we don't place rubber bands like that. So what he's experiencing is rubber band pain. Just like in your braces when you have them for the first 2 weeks and they get sore and then you get over it, rubber bands are the same way, man. It's a lot of pressure moving things. You're gonna be really sore. Also, when we start out with the rubber bands, because you have light wires, we start with really light rubber bands because we don't wanna overpower the wire that we're in. But once you get into bigger wires later on, we'll use the big dog rubber bands. And that's to, you know, move things up, down, in and out all the way around. So yeah, it's gonna hurt, but I promise you after a couple days, maybe a week, the pain will get over it and you'll start moving and everything's gonna be looking real good. All right, my experience getting the veneers is the best clinic. Ooh, in Colombia. Okay, so first off, I wanna note that they actually did veneer preps on her. They didn't do crown preps. So this is not like turkey teeth where you see all these like big, whatever. They literally did proper veneer preps. So shout out Colombia. They actually did a really good job on this. I'm pretty proud of it. Whatever Colombian dentist this is, I approve. That's pretty good. All right, veneers experience. Let's go. Okay, so in her case, I think veneers is a good choice. You know, we got pretty straight teeth. Obviously, one is discolored and the shape of them she doesn't really like. So veneers are probably a good option here. So let's see, we're etching them, doing the preps. Preps are good. Honestly, did a good job. A little bit too white for my, you know, my taste personally, but I think they did a good job. All right, let's see how they look. Honestly, pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie. They're not like super porcelainy or like they kind of have like a translucency to them. They're a little bit opaque, meaning that they're just a straight white color, but I think they look pretty good.
Yeah, I need all TikTok dentists to tell me what the hell.
I got you. I am one of those dentists.
My teeth.
You're flossing your teeth.
Ooh, just broke, bro.
Yeah, it broke. Basically, when you see something like this, one, she could have had a filling or something in there, and the filling got caught on the floss and popped the filling out of her mouth. But more than likely, she got a cavity between the teeth because she wasn't flossing, and that cavity gets bigger and bigger until the tooth just basically kind of like breaks down on itself. And what do you know, when you pop a floss through a broken cavity area, you can actually pull some of the tooth off with it. So more than likely, one of those two things happen. That's why you brush your teeth and you floss. both of them. Yeah. Okay, putting on traditional braces one at a time. We don't do that anymore. We actually use indirect bonding trays, which I think is exactly what he uses too, if I remember right. So you scan. This is exactly what I do. You get these little trays, right? So we make these little indirect bonding trays. We 3D print these out. You put the brackets inside there, put the blue glue on them, and then you just pop them in. It's really nice. Check it out. So much better. Yeah, that's nice. And then now all the braces are perfectly aligned in there. These are Light Force braces, which are actually like a 3D printed bracket, which is kind of cool. They're just pretty big and white for me personally right now. But you never know when the technology gets better. All right, so obviously we got some more. These are actually crowns, not veneers. So these are those turkey teeth I was talking about where they jacked them up. Highly just don't recommend you guys doing this, man. Like, why do people want to do this? Let's see how they turn out though. Her teeth look fine before. She's just smiling. Why? Why? Okay, we got some removing gold crowns here. Okay, so as you can see, wow, we zoomed through this. Let's go back. Let's go back. All right, so what we have to do, like, man, this is rough. Is this his real tooth that they just jacked up? But maybe they're putting veneers on or something, so they just don't care. Okay, yeah, so it wasn't the real tooth, but they are putting the veneers over the top of it. Still going for that kind of clear white, or the opaque white instead of the actual like porcelain veneers. Not a big fan of these ones. Woo, boy, my boy got calculus for days down there. You think if he's not taking care of his gold crown, you think he's gonna take care of veneers? That's disgusting. Okay, getting the new veneers on there. I mean, that's gonna look great. Not a big fan of the super white total bowl teeth, but honestly, his bite's still jacked up. Any way you look at it, whether they're toilet bowl white or they're gold, it doesn't matter. You put nail glue on
I've been wanting tooth gems.
No, this chick really is about to put tooth gems on her mouth with nail glue. That's permanent.
But no one around me does them, so I was just like, I'm gonna try to do them myself.
Which is normal.
If you're thinking of doing that, don't, or at least do not use nail glue.
Also, I do recommend you having a dentist do them because obviously for reasons.
Because these will not come off. I'm hoping they just grow on me and I like them until they fall off.
What's up with tooth gems? Why? Let's be honest here. Let's all have a conversation together, a little fireside chat. Why do you guys like tooth gems? Okay, they look like you got food stuck in your teeth that's sparkly. It's like you got some spinach with a little shine and sparkle on it. Turkey teeth, more crowns, more nastiness. Let's see how these ones. I mean, his teeth look about as good as his eyebrows does. I mean, it's just bad around everywhere. You know what? I'll see you guys. The top 3 types of food to avoid while you have braces. Now, this is a pretty sensitive subject because it's one of the most annoying things you get with braces is that you lose a lot of, and a lot of these foods are the best type of foods. But before we get right into that, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and the notification bell to help the algorithm out. Also, you don't want to miss these bangers of a video. We're gonna be giving you so much good knowledge over the next months and years on this channel. It would be dumb to miss it, man. They should include this in your treatment fee for your braces, an annual subscription to the Bentist. But you know what? I'm gonna give it to you for free. Because everybody likes free, isn't that right? Yeah, everybody likes free. Also, make sure if you haven't already, check me out on Twitter, on the Instagram, on my TikTok. By the way, we just got over 5 million followers. How crazy is that? Also, the gaming YouTube channel, if you're into Twitch and gaming, we got those too, man. We got you covered up, down, left, right, in between, everywhere. But today, we're gonna get into those foods and why maybe you should pick them. Let's get into it. Alrighty, we're back. Now let's get into it. Now remember, we're going to go over the 3 type of categories of foods that you want to avoid with braces. Now, these are types of foods that are just really going to just wreck your time in braces, okay? Now, even though some of them are really tasty, some of them are some of my favorite foods in the world. What they're going to do is wreak havoc on your brackets, your wires, cavities, everything else, and in between, making you spend more time in braces when you don't. And even though I love braces, we all want to get them off in a timely manner. Nobody wants to be in braces for 5 years, 4 years. What that does, it can cause a lot of issues with roots degrading. It can cause teeth problems. It can cause cavities, increase of cavities, just a bunch of things you guys don't want, trust me. So the first category is one of the best categories, and mostly it's a lot of the candies out, but the first category is sticky. So things that are sticky, just to give you some, kind of things out there. Gum, Laffy Taffy, caramels, now and laters, any type of thing that you're gonna bite into and it's just going, You know, just like, you know, just it sticks to your teeth. You guys know what it is. You've had plenty of it. Don't lie to me. I see you lying over there. I know you've had sticky stuff before. That being said, one of the biggest things you want to do is avoid these sticky things. And the reason is it does a multitude of really bad. One of the things is your brackets are glued onto a tooth, right? Okay. So if you eat on something sticky, it wraps itself over that bracket or that wire. And when you lift up, it pops and pulls along with it. Now, what that does is two things. It can either pull your bracket plumb off the tooth, it can grab onto your wire, and it can rip the wire out of the tooth. But another thing you don't really think of is those sticky little pieces are really kind of stuck into your teeth, right? So if it gets around the bracket, it's stuck up underneath that bracket now. And just a little science lesson for you guys. Anything that's stuck on your teeth over time is a piece of food, right? And your body actually ferments this food. And that's how you get cavities. The food is stuck to your teeth. You don't brush it off. It turns into an acid through the fermentation over time from the bacteria in your mouth. And that acid actually eats away at your teeth, causing a cavity. Now that sticky food will stick to your braces. You can brush all over the place and you might miss it. You might not get it because it's pretty stuck on there, right? And so you just have this little piece of sticky, sugary stuff down there, just slowly eating away at your food. And what you will get is two things. You can get a cavity. This is what a cavity looks like. Or you can get braces decalcification when you get the braces off. That's what this looks like. It's those white spots that you get around your teeth that look like little squares because you didn't clean it up good enough. And all you had to do was avoid that sticky food. It's really good, trust me. And every now and then you might slip up and have it, but just make sure to not make it a habit, okay? Because every bracket you break adds about 3 weeks onto treatment. And if you do that often, that's months and months and months added to your braces. Now the next one, unfortunately, these are all good food categories, but this next one is crunchy things. Obviously, you guys know what these are. These are crackers, chips, jawbreakers, pizza crusts, even something as healthy as an apple, which you wouldn't think is crunchy, but if you bite into an apple and you bite into that apple, it's just gonna snap, break all those brackets off. You don't want that. What you can do here with this is a couple things. If it is really crunchy, like a pizza crust or something, I mean, try to avoid it as best you can. Some of these things like apples and pizza crust, you can cut up into smaller bites. Eat on those a little bit, you know, be a little bit ginger with it so you're not doing things. But the main issue with these is not things sticking on and pulling things off, but the crunchy stuff is just sheer force. It just sorry, I keep hitting my mic. Crunchy stuff, it just pops it right off. It just breaks that bracket straight off the tooth. And it's almost guaranteed if you eat something super crunchy, you're going to break something 100%. That's one of the biggest ones to avoid. But there is one thing in this crunchy segment that is the bane of my existence. And that is ice. You all know about it. Ice, baby. Who's my ice crunchers? Where I see you out there, ice cruncher. Don't think I don't see you, ice cruncher. I see you. Ice is a huge issue, unfortunately, because people love to just chomp on ice. And they think they're not going to do it. Oh, I'm just going to let it dissolve on my tongue. We'll be just fine. And then they just broke 2 brackets off. So one of the biggest things in the crunchy category is that ice, man. Don't let the ice ruin your braces. It's not going to give you the cavities and stuff that the other chewy stuff will, but boy does that stuff hard, and boy will that break off brackets. And the last category, now we've gone over sticky, we've gone over crunchy, we've gone over the types and what and why they do what they do and why you should avoid them. But the final and last category is your gummy foods. That's right, your gummy foods. And I'm not talking about like gum and the sticky stuff. I'm talking about things that are just gummier, like, you know, gummy worms, Sour Patch Kids, peach rings, and also some foods like steak and other things like that. They can be kind of gummy. You're just kind of chewing on them. They're like soft. It's the foods that are soft yet hard at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain. But the main issue with this is it gets stuck in your bracket really bad. Okay, it's just soft enough to where it can get through all the cracks and get underneath the wires and get on top of the hooks and inside all the cracks of your teeth. And if you are not an A+ student, a smart guy, you're probably not going to get it with your brushing techniques, because it works its way in there bad. You ever try to eat a Sour Patch Kid with braces on? Because that thing gets in there. You know what I'm saying? And it is tough to get out, man. You're like picking it out. You're trying to brush it out. You're trying to floss it out. And it is just no bueno. It's no good. So that's a really important one as well to avoid. So just kind of getting an overall summary here of what we talked about. Let's get into it. So we have 3 different types. We got 1, we got sticky. We got 2, we got crunchy. And we got 3, we got gummy. I know these 3 things here are some of the best foods you can have. They're great. They're nummy yummy in my tummy. But unfortunately, you made a commitment to braces. You got them on your teeth. You're going to have them for 1.5 years, 2 years, and you got to make that sacrifice sometime. Now, am I saying that when I had braces, I didn't slip up every now and then and have some? Yeah, we're all human. You know what I'm saying? But do your best to avoid these, because breaking brackets and wasting time in treatment and having to go back to an earlier wire and wasting 10 weeks at a time sometimes just for a couple broken brackets that got slipped up. That's not good, man, because like I said, that time in braces is going to cause increased cavities, increased decalcification. It's going to cause a lot of things that you don't want. So it's as simple as just avoiding those foods. So hopefully that helps you out. Hopefully it's something that you can take, add into your little knowledge bank, tell all your friends. That's just how it goes sometimes. Are you guys tagging this video, but I don't understand what chicken fried steaks have to do with anything.
Yeah, boy.
You gonna eat it all.
Oh shit, my boy got the gauze, the Glizzy King back at it again.
What the heck? I'm gonna take one more look here.
Boy.
Oh my gosh, dude, pause it. What the heck type jaw, lockjaw type stuff you got going on right there? Well, I can tell you because I'm an orthodontist. That's right, because those gnarly things that you're looking at that look like a torture chamber out of the movie Saw is actually something we use to close what's called an open bite. If you take a look there when he's opening, he actually is biting down fully when he bites down into that little chicken fried steak there. And guess what? He can't close any of those teeth in the front because he has what's called an open bite. What normally happens is your tongue, you have this thing called a tongue thrust. And when you swallow with your tongue, and over time that opens up your teeth, and then they are open and you can't do it. So we have to close it. Now we can do this with the braces, which you see that he's got with some rubber bands and stuff, but unfortunately his habit will just continue pushing it back open. So what you're actually seeing there are those bars that come down like little jail cells is actually what we call a habit reminder. So they're these little pokey things that stick down and they stop your tongue from pushing out between the middle of your teeth, because not only do we have to fix it dentally, but we also need to fix the habit. The way we actually fix it is with these habit reminders, and then we have them do something like a lifesaver to the roof of their mouth. If you have a tongue thrust issue, you can do this yourself. You put a lifesaver to the roof of your mouth, you stick your tongue in it, and then you just watch TV and you swallow with your tongue pressed against the lifesaver until that lifesaver is completely dissolved. Doing that along with the braces will close this open bite and get him out of it. Although that is a pretty gnarly piece of tech when you really look at it. Let's go to the comments. Someone says, I have a tongue crib, but also this tongue crib looks a little dangerous. And that's actually another term for it, is a tongue crib. Those are a little more rounded. This is more of a habit reminder mixed with a tongue crib, which will actually kind of semi-poke you to make sure you really aren't doing what you're supposed to do. It's kind of like a level up of a tongue crib. Oh my gosh, that photo, it is kind of like it. He's kind of like Jaws over there. It's crazy. Either way, I hate to say it, but it's necessary. And he's going to level when it's all done, so don't worry too much about it. He'll be just fine.
Let's try a natural toothbrush.
Ah, natural toothbrush, eh?
Unwrap the Mizwak stick. What does that mean? Mate, what the heck is that?
Okay, first off, by the way, a miswak is an actual thing. The people in the Middle Eastern societies have been using miswaks for years, but I've actually never kind of seen the process of somebody buying it and doing it, so this is really interesting. He just peeled off the top there.
Put worse things in my mouth. Soak one end of the stick in water for 10 minutes.
Okay, so you gotta soak it first.
Soaked side of the stick. Okay, whoops, 10 minutes of soaking. Oh, here we go. Chew the bristles gently to release them and brush.
So you chew the bristles, obviously, to loosen them up. Now, one thing that I don't know, maybe somebody down in the comments can tell me, is do you have to soak it every single time for 10 minutes before you use it? Because that's a lot of work.
Oh, it's nasty. Nasty. Hello, Mr. Rugo. I've loosened them up a little bit, just going in.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look as ergonomic as a toothbrush. I don't know what I'm doing,
Rugo.
I mean...
Try and get the pepper out. Got it. I mean, it feels a bit clean. Oh, so it looks like now. It's a bit better.
Yeah, it should spray out, just kind of like he's got there.
It's bloody falling apart. What? If someone's like, oh, I'm all natural, use a bloody toothbrush, bro. This is not necessary. It's quite salty. Do you imagine chewing on a piece of wood and the taste of a piece of wood? Exactly that. Ugh. Right, do they feel clean? I mean, I guess. How do you test? So you swirl mouthwash. If it comes out cloudy, it means your teeth aren't clean. We'll try that again tomorrow, but I'll get mouthwash.
Nah, that's not true. But that is a really good look at what a miswak is and maybe why we've done these advancements into the modern day toothbrush. The mechanical act of removing plaque is the main thing that will get the gunk off of your teeth. That's why you could use a toothbrush without any basically toothpaste at all if you really wanted to, if you're doing it really well. And so a miswak was just that. It was a means to basically brush and get stuff off. I mean, you could even use your t-shirt and just brush stuff off like this if you really didn't have something like that. Now that being said, modern day toothbrushes, we have different tufts, different kind of roundness, different things. To be able to get in between the teeth, get up underneath the gum tissue and all that type of stuff that a miswak probably is gonna be pretty ineffective at. I mean, it's literally just a cylinder, so you can only do, it's like only so hard to put it everywhere there. And on top of that, also it will fall apart and other things like that. So is a miswak great if you just absolutely want to use that? I guess, but I would probably rather just use a toothbrush. I mean, there's infinite amounts of toothbrushes out there and you can even get them from the Dollar Tree if you're low on money. Probably cost less than a miswak does, honestly. Someone says, I used a miswak for a couple weeks and when I went to the dentist, I was surprised how polished my teeth were. Well, I mean, if you're using it and you're really intently going and getting that mechanical act of gunk off your teeth, fun fact, you will clean your teeth. Someone also said, why is a man acting like a miswak tastes bad? What did he say? It tasted salty or like wood? I mean, what is it not? It's just a stick in your mouth. What is it supposed to taste like? Do miswaks taste, did they have flavored miswaks? Oh, someone else says, it can be an acquired taste like coffee. I don't know. Maybe that's something that I need to try myself. Maybe I should try this. Why haven't I tried a miswak? I should try one. Anyways, would you let me know, would you rather give up your toothbrush for a miswak or would you rather just stick with the well-known toothbrush? Let me know down below. All right, so you guys tagged me in this, and this is a wisdom tooth removal, and that is exactly what you first step would be to numb it before you do that. But then you would go ahead and go through with a little scalpel. You would open it up. They are now elevating out the stuff, getting the tissue out of the way there. Now normally it looks like this tooth is tipped over on its side, which is really common. Normally from here you can elevate it out like you're seeing here. That's a pretty normal thing. And then we talk, now there's a couple issues with what I'm seeing here that makes this not exactly the same as what we would see. Now yes, you would cut through it like this. The problem that I was seeing is that actually the tooth has roots to it. Now if you notice when he took that, I guess technically this could happen because it could be a bud that hasn't fully formed yet and then it doesn't have the roots, which in this case it would work. But a lot of the times the people that are getting their wisdom teeth out, the full roots are there and then they're tipped over. This is kind of what that looks like here, where you just have an impacted tooth turned sideways. And so they have the little butt there, but you would actually have to cut the crown off, get that out, and then pull each root out separately. That would be actually how this would be done. And although this is pretty close, what you're looking at is what we would call a tooth bud version of this, where when your teeth are early, they're little buds. They haven't formed the root structure yet. Those come later. And so yes, you could elevate and pop it up just like he said. Let's see what the comments have to say. Someone says, can you educate me? When do I go get my wisdom teeth removed? Well, fun fact, your wisdom teeth are your third molars. Your first ones are at 6 years old. Your second molars come in at 12 and your third ones come in around 18. And most people have impacted teeth due to a bunch of issues. But anyways, you get them out around that 17, 18 years old, which right around your senior year of high school would be when you want to get those out. Someone says, me watching this the day before I go to the dentist. Don't worry, most dental appointments are not this. They're just cleanings or basic fillings and things like that. This would be a surgery that you would be put out for. You would be going under, under anesthesia, everything. You wouldn't even know what happened, honestly. You'd be counting backwards from 10, and before you know it, you'd be woken up and you're done with your surgery. So don't worry about it too much. Either way, wisdom teeth these days are actually pretty easy to get out and way easier than they used to be way back in the day. So you guys have got it good. Don't even worry about it.
My son woke up like this. This is a spacer that Great Expressions Dental here in Jacksonville, Florida put in his mouth. And he can't close his mouth. He's in pain right now. I'm about to take him to the emergency room. I called the dentist. They said, today's Monday. They said, oh, we can get you in on Wednesday. So they are expecting him to sit like this until Wednesday, unable to close his mouth, in pain. This happened in his sleep.
Okay, what? Now, first off, this really confused me when I first was looking at it. I thought, let's go back to the front and let's pause it and see exactly what my man's got. So what I'm looking at is some type of holding arch. Probably an FLA or TPA or something like that. And it looks like basically one of the bands has came off the tooth. And then when he's trying to bite down, it's just kind of this metal is all over the place. And so that's that wire you're seeing across there. And that little thing right in the corner is actually a metal band that came off of a tooth. Now, couple things to note here, because this is a pretty wild one. First off, no dental or ortho office ever in their right mind should deny an emergency appointment. It should not be, hey, it's Monday. Hey, this guy's got something metal. He can't close his mouth. He's in pain. You know, you're coming in immediately. I don't care what we're doing. We're figuring out how to get this thing fixed. And that's how pretty much 99.9% of dental and ortho companies operate. So I'm a little concerned and why the heck that dental office wouldn't do that. The only thing I can think of is maybe they did not think it was as serious of a deal as they were thought of, or it could be leading into this next situation. One of the things that obviously this mother said, and obviously the kids in an issue, obviously there is definitely an issue going on right now that is instantly, but she said, oh, no, my kid just woke up like this. I'm sorry, but more than likely your kid did not wake up like this. More than likely your kid was messing with it, was pulling on it, tugging on it, sticking his tongue underneath and trying to lift it up and doing stuff, because these are cemented in with hard wires. And trust me, I've made tons of these and soldered them down and done all that. Now, it is very true that sometimes a band can come loose, but if you're using your tongue and you're pushing it up and you're pulling it up and you're bending it and you're trying to tug it and pull it out, like a lot of kids do, unfortunately, you're going to end up in a situation like this where you can't get it back in, and then that could be a big issue. And that's probably leading back to what I was talking about, which is that they probably didn't even think that this was possible. Now, that being said, if a mom is telling me that their kid's in pain and they can't close the door, they're coming in ASAP, even if the kid was the issue and the one that pulled it out in the first place. My guess is they probably didn't cement it in very well, and then the kid messed with it, moved it around, and then it was kind of everybody's faults why they're in this scenario. But you still, no matter whose fault it is, you still got to get it fixed ASAP. I just want to see what the comments have to say on this one. This one's wild. One of my dental friends said, I know what happens, and I know exactly what he was saying there, and he basically is probably alluding to that the kid moved it and messed with it. And actually somebody else even said, I've been an ortho tech since 1997. This does not happen on its own. That kid was definitely messing with it. Well, regardless, like I said, that really is a fault of the office. They really need to be doing a good job of getting somebody in and taking care of them and getting that patient out of pain. That's pretty ridiculous. Also, I will say, it's an issue we have with all these kind of corporate dentistry chains and the dentals out there that are just basically bought by private equity, and they don't really care about you as a patient. It ends up kind of just turning into a big mess. I don't know if this place is one of those type of places, but more than likely, if you're having issues like that, it normally stems from those kind of corporate-y style offices. So maybe go find somebody that you can trust with good reviews and try not to go to the cheapest person ever, because normally that's tied with all the problems down below. But anyways, I hope this kid gets everything fixed. It actually isn't that hard of a thing to fix. They just need to take it out and re-cement it. So hopefully they can get back on track and get everything settled. And for the mother, I would just say, even though you believe your young child is perfect and always and never does anything wrong, I guarantee you we see kids all the time that are doing stuff and they admit to stuff when their parents are not around. So more than likely you need to be watching him a little bit to make sure he doesn't do this to the next version as well. So I hope that helps. Guys, my braces are gold. You can tell. Oh yeah. Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, you can really tell. So actually, if you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on here, we're gonna pause it right when you can see that very last one when it lips up there, and you can see the difference between that very back bracket on the top to the one right in front of it. The back bracket is a normal stainless steel bracket, and the ones in front are gold. And people are asking me, Bentist, is it true I can get gold braces? And the answer is actually yes. There is some people that use gold braces. I believe American Orthodontics has some gold braces as well. And so the benefit of these are, funny enough, they actually make your teeth look a lot whiter. It's something about the gold up against the yellow teeth, because it's like slightly yellower than your teeth or whatever it is. I don't know, some type of optical illusion makes your teeth look a ton whiter, and it's totally true. I've actually looked at these in person. You know, you do a top and bottom on somebody and it is a big difference. You actually do see a big white increase on the teeth with the gold brackets versus the stainless steel. Now the issue is with this, they're just really expensive, obviously. So a lot of people don't want to use them because these are the old school twin brackets. They don't make the brackets I use, which are the self-ligating brackets, in a gold or a white gold situation like this. They call it like a champagne gold or whatever. And so if I did have, I would probably offer it to people if they had them in our self-ligating Damon brackets, but they only have them in this old school twin bracket format, which we don't like and we don't use. Most people won't use them because they're a lot more expensive than the normal stainless steel versions of the old traditional brackets, but still, they're pretty dang cool. I feel like we should come up with some brackets with like diamonds in them and stuff too. I mean, I feel like we could do some cool stuff with brackets. Anyways, let's go to the comments and see what people are saying. Someone said, I want gold braces too, what the flip? Like I said, a lot of places just don't have them in those colors. Someone said, girl, mine are uglier. I have Damon braces that I did not ask for. I do not get to have color. Girl, trust me, you got the better end of the stick here, because these are traditional style brackets that are gonna work way worse than your Damon braces are. Your Damon braces are actually the top of the line, top braces that you can get. So trust me, you could be good. And when she's saying, I don't get to have color, It's because technically you don't need the color. The color is made to put the wire in on, and so with Damon braces, they just have a door system. You don't need the color. But that being said, we do still put color on. So if you just ask them, they more than likely will put color over your Damon brackets for you. It's just, there's no reason to have them with the Damon brackets unless you just absolutely want them for like looks and stuff. And someone also said, wait, you didn't get the molar bands? Those hurt so bad, girl, you lucky. And that's kind of crazy because it still blows my mind that people are even getting molar bands, because that's like such old school tech as well. Like you do not need those. Like this girl did not have them. She has them bonded on in the back. So if you're getting molar bands or you're getting traditional twin brackets, I probably would go find a new orthodontist or get some other referrals and looks at, just to make sure that you can really see the differences, because we have so much newer tech now. We do not need this old school stuff anymore, and it will make your braces experience so much better. Yes, no, you might not get the gold brackets, I'm sorry, but the tech and everything to get you out of braces 6 months sooner and have a way better result is worth it, trust me. Either way, she's still gonna be bling blinging in the gold brackets for now, and they're gonna probably turn out just fine at the hope that helps. All right, you guys tagged me in this and said this was a really cool way to see braces go through time-lapse wise. Oh my gosh. Okay. That is cool. And actually pretty accurate to what really happened. So let's go ahead and go through this. So I'm gonna pause it at the start. So basically what we have here at the very start is we have somebody with a missing canine. Now, if you look at the real braces photo, they actually still have their baby canine in there. And so over underneath, you can actually see that they're missing that canine, right? And this is a really normal thing that we see all the time. In fact, when you have super crowded teeth, your canine either has to go one or two of the directions. It either has to go in front and become a snaggletooth, or it comes in the back and gets stuck in the roof of your mouth. Now, if it gets stuck in the roof of your mouth, that's actually pretty bad because that tissue is pretty thick. And so because it's so thick, it won't come out on its own. And then we need to go in and we need to cut it out and get it and pull it out. And so what this next little piece is that you can actually see here is that we actually uncover and open up the roof of the mouth. And the next thing that you'll see down there on the lower is that they're actually drilling off the bone around that stuff as well. And so when that happens, you will be able to drag it and grab it. And you can see they're dragging it and grabbing it. And we'll go back one more time just so you can see that again. So you'll see on the lower, they uncover it, then they drill the bone out from around it, then they'll grab it and they'll pull it in with a little power chain or sometimes a gold chain. You pull it and you drag it in. And that is the way that you'll get it. And in fact, you can see there at the very end that that tooth has actually come in a little turn and the bracket is on the corner of it. So they'll actually take that bracket off, they'll put it in the center, reset, and then they'll go about their ways with the braces to get everything finished up from there. Now, to get a canine fully in from start to finish can take up to a year naturally. And in this case, this tooth never would have came in because it's stuck underneath that really thick tissue. So something like this, you can actually get this in 3 to 6 months with the uncovering technique because it happens pretty quick, but it still takes quite a bit of time to move a big tooth like a canine through all that and then just get everything in and twist it around and all that type of stuff. So it is a pretty lengthy thing, but it is definitely needed long term. Someone said, wait, how did that hole show up out of nowhere? Well, they cut it out. I hate to tell you that, they cut it out. Sometimes they use a laser, actually. They can use a laser to cut it out too. That's a pretty good one as well. Someone said, my smile faded so fast and that looks incredibly painful. Well, lucky for you, it's not that painful. It's actually pretty easy to do. They just numb it up and go in there and get it out. And it's actually not too bad overall. So, I mean, I know your smile faded fast, but don't worry too much. If you are someone that needs to get this done, it's not the end of the world. It's just a part of the process. And at the end of that process, you're gonna have a Hollywood smile. All right, so basically you guys tagged me a ton in this video and it shocked me when I first saw this because, I mean, the nose was the big thing for me. I was like, whoa, does this girl have a collapsed septum nose? What the heck is going on here? And so basically I went and I did my research. It turns out that this girl actually went through and got turkey teeth. She went and got implants over in Turkey, got all this type of stuff going on, and still, I was like, it explains the abscess, the swelling. That's what she's kind of pointing out right now, is just how swollen and inflamed all this is here, and even in the lower, which is really dangerous. I mean, that stuff can get into your cavernous sinus, go to your brain and kill you. But what we've actually got in the nose area, apparently, when you have a sinus issue and you don't have enough room for your sinus, they have to lift up the sinus. And then they apparently did a sinus surgery before they did the implants, and then her septum in her nose collapsed. And that's what you're seeing right now is a collapsed septum, nose issues, swelling everywhere from all of the abscesses and everything. And this is something that I talk about a lot. If you're gonna go do overseas, travel dentistry, you need to be at the upteam looking at every little accreditation of that person to make sure they are amazing. Do not cheap out, do not do anything like that. Because the problem is you're gonna go home. She went back to Britain or the UK or wherever she's from, and now she can't just fly all the way back to Turkey to get these things done. And so it's a big issue there. Not only if you just have issues with that, but I mean, this is way bigger complication. This is, this is hospital. She should be in the hospital right now for something like this. And I think looking from her other videos, she went and she's already getting stuff going on, but she's gonna need to see an ENT, an oral surgeon. She has to, emergency medicine, antibiotics to get all of this stuff down. Like I said, she could die from an infection like this. So if she's not already in the hospital, I'm assuming she already did from looking at other videos, but this is just something to really let you guys know that be careful when you do other surgery. Yes, there are great surgeons across the world, but just make sure you're doing your diligence. Don't do something just because it's cheaper, because we all know how that goes. Sometimes you get what you pay for. And unfortunately in this scenario, I feel really terrible for her. I hope that she gets everything fixed and figured out. Now, we've talked to you 100 times about the dangers of travel dentistry. This is the worst I've ever seen of somebody having something bad. But there was a whole show called Botched in the US about people that got botched by surgeons. So just be really, really careful about what you're doing. Do your research, and if you can, go find an accredited dentist here in the US that actually, is held by standards. So if something does go wrong, they've got your back, okay? Trust me on this one, you definitely don't want to end up in this situation, and I hope that she gets better really soon. Okay, so this is apparently how they used to do cavity fillings back in the day. They usually used a spear tip to drag it in there and just absolutely drill it in there with a bow. Oh man. Yeah, the funny thing is, this isn't too far off what we do today. Just, this is a much more gnarly. Obviously, instead of that big flint tip or whatever, we would use a carbide drill to get in there. Now, and the crazy thing is too, we would actually scrape out the stuff on the inside as well. The issue is that yes, this probably actually did occur. I would not doubt it if it was occurred, because we've even seen all this stuff in the Incans and the Mayans and in India and all these different places from ancient times. They were using gold wire, and they were putting gems in there, and they would actually take people's healthy teeth and stick them inside their mouths to try and make it like a implant for themselves. So dentistry has came a long way since then. All right, me deciding if I want a tooth to gap today. Well, tooth gaps are pretty normal in the, what the heliante? Oh my gosh, what does this do? Okay, I didn't see him slide it over there in the beginning, and then he can slide it back around. Oh my gosh. Well, I know exactly what's going on here, but first, let's check out the comments. Oh my gosh, somebody literally said middle or side part today. I love that they have photos now on TikTok, because someone literally put this dog face on there. That's kind of what I thought when I saw that for the first time. I was freaking out. Someone said, the braces is just there for moral support. And the funny thing is that that's actually probably closest to the truth, because actually braces do cause teeth mobility, and that's because of the way the teeth move through the bone. In fact, the way braces work is we actually dissolve bone from one side, you move the tooth into it, and then you build the bone back behind it. That's actually how we move the teeth through the bone. And so there is some times early on where if I pull the wire out, your teeth can be a little bit wiggly, but not that wiggly. So what the heck is going on here, Bentist? Why is this guy being able to move his teeth so far left and right? And well, the answer is, the braces are just there for moral support, because that is a fake tooth, also known as a braces pontic. A pontic is basically, if you're missing a front tooth here, you don't want just a big gap there in the middle of your mouth while you're in braces for 2 years. So we put a fake tooth on there, and we literally just put a fake braces on there, and we put the braces on the wire, and we hold it shut. So basically, it is literally just sitting there on the wire cosmetically. And yes, if you have space there, you can slide that guy back and forth. And so what you guys see as somebody moving that tooth back and forth is actually just a fake tooth. tooth that he's sliding there. Now, sometimes we have to make the gap bigger or smaller depending on the size of the tooth we want it to be. We want to try and match this side, but if this one is too small, then we'll make it big enough to build up this one and get the new one in there, which is probably why he has so much space there. Regardless though, the first time I saw it, it freaked me out, I'm not gonna lie. And hopefully he chooses middle part from now on, because it's getting a little weird out here, guys. But don't worry about it, they will close the spaces, they will make it perfect, and then when he gets his braces off, he will get what's called an implant in that space, and then a final tooth to make it look perfect. But yeah, regardless, still kind of crazy. Okay, in this next video, I've got somebody who basically says that he can brush his teeth so fast that he can make them white in an instant. Now, I have somebody that can whiten even faster later on in this video, which is gonna be absolutely crazy, which we'll get to. But this guy says that he can do it with just brushing his teeth. So let's go ahead and watch this video and see if it's true or not. Alrighty, white teeth in a second, okay. All right, he's got the yellow teeth, I see it. He's swishing his mouth out with something very interesting. Toothbrush. My boy! Okay, first off, before he does anything, my boy is brushing so fast. Okay, just fun fact, if you brush that quickly and you just like a jackhammer, you actually can wear your enamel away. We actually have these things called toothbrush abfraction lesions, which are little wedges that are gone in people's teeth from when that gets, and it causes gum recession too, so maybe don't brush as hard, okay? All right, he's gonna rinse his mouth out. Oh my gosh. My boy just went from yellow to white so quickly. What the heck is going on here? Let's see what the comments have to say. Real footage of me brushing my teeth before I go to the dentist. It is so true. You guys try and brush so much and it doesn't help, because we know if you haven't brushed your teeth, because there's calculus on your teeth, which is stuck to your teeth. The color of the water when he spits it out is outrageous. That's what I was gonna say. First off, the first thing that I'm looking at is the color of the water after. There was a ton of yellowness coming out there, which gives me a little hint at what's going on here. And then the last top comment was, my teeth be like when I brush for 1 second and then you got the red drippy emoji. Well, that's because you're not flossing enough or brushing enough. If your gums start to bleed, that's because you're not taking care of your teeth good enough. You have inflammation in what we call gingivitis. And then so basically what that happens is that inflammation causes it to puff up, and then when you brush your teeth, it bleeds. And actually, that means you should be brushing more, not less, to take care of it. But anyways, what the heck is going on here, Bentist? Well, after looking at this, more than likely what this guy did was use some yellow food coloring on his teeth, or he used basically, like a lot of people will use turmeric. They'll brush with turmeric, and then they'll spit it out and it will leave a yellow stain on there. And so basically he was just faking rubbing his tooth and added like a squeak emoji there, or a squeak video effect there to make it think that he was actually on there. And then he just brushed off the yellow food coloring off of his teeth. And then he probably actually even went into editing and made his teeth whitening using like one of those whitening filters online. Because unfortunately, as much as you guys wish that you could whiten your teeth instantly like this, it's just not actually true. Now, you can get some light stain off the top with a good toothbrush that's abrasive with a toothbrush, but unfortunately in this case, I'm gonna say complete capped on this one. And if in fact it is true, I want him to, me and him need to go into business ASAP, because we would make a ton of money if we could do that together. You know, I would be selling that in an instant. What do you guys think? You wish you could whiten your teeth in a second like that? Because I sure do. All right, this next one got sent to me, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty gnarly. So, I mean, just let's just say that if you don't brush your teeth for a long time, some bad things can happen, okay? So let's go ahead and watch this video, but don't say I didn't warn you. Oh my gosh. Okay, first, whoa, stop it. Whoa. Oh my gosh, right out of the gate, two things that I noticed here. One, holy calculus. If you guys don't know, if you don't brush your teeth, you get this gunk on your teeth called plaque. It's the goopy stuff that's on your teeth. And if you leave it there, that plaque will harden into cement-like calculus, which will then form a layer of hard as a rock calculus, which you can only get off with a scaler or a dental cleaning. And if you do not ever brush your teeth, they will form layer by layer by layer by layer, and it will grow. It will get bigger and bigger and bigger until you get to this level. So this guy has probably not brushed his teeth in years and years and years and years, and that calculus just kept building up there and never got a dental cleaning to get it off there, and it just kept compounding over a long time. Another thing that I noticed is that his teeth were wiggly when he was moving them there. They're wiggly, and that's because your bone hates calculus. It inflames it, and so that bone goes away, and then eventually your tooth has no bone left in it, and so it's just wobbling there. So that's the first two things I see out of the gate. Okay, so now we are actually scaling. So this thing that he's got in his hand is actually what we call a piezoelectric scaler, and it actually vibrates just like a jackhammer gets off concrete. It's the same thing here. And so what he's doing is jackhammering off all of that calculus off of these teeth. And it's actually, I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the most satisfying things you can do as a dentist. You see how it's just popping away, and eventually the whole piece will just pop off. And I wouldn't be surprised if honestly the teeth at this level may be gone. With how much movement is there, this guy is more than likely probably gonna lose his teeth forever, because look how mobile they are. They're just literally flopping in the wind. And you can see all those calculus bridge, that's actually what we call it, a calculus bridge, is just breaking off. And my hygienist in the comments, please sound off. Let me know the biggest calculus bridge you've ever seen. Oh my gosh, okay, whoa, stop. Okay, now really quickly before he puts in the final thing, exactly what I assumed happened. They actually had to remove the 4 teeth down here because they were lost. He then let them heal for a while, and now what he's getting in is a bridge. And a bridge is basically where they polish down the 2 teeth on both sides and then they put fake teeth across here with no support. Now, that will fill the area and it will make it look like the guy's got teeth again. But the problem with this is, it will not support the bone, and that bone will continue to dissolve if there's no tooth inside of it. So I actually highly don't recommend this, because you're hurting 2 teeth on both sides by shaving them down, and then these teeth will eventually the bone will just dissolve down and those teeth will get lost over time and he'll lose everything and go into a denture down there. What I would much rather see here is an implant supported bridge, which is 2 implants that stick down in there and then they hold it in. It supports the bone so the bone doesn't dissolve, and then you don't have to harm the other teeth because you can just the implants hold it in itself. You can just keep the other teeth the same. But anyways, regardless, he got it, you put it in, and you can see it looks pretty good. You can see the little gap underneath there, that's where the spacing, where the gum tissue is. That spacing will get larger and larger as you go, because, well, that bone is just gonna keep on dissolving, and then eventually he's gonna lose all those teeth. But for now, I mean, it looks good. Ish. You can tell the guy doesn't really take care of his teeth. More than likely when I see this is they keep not taking care of their teeth, and then they end up losing all their teeth and going to dentures anyways. But I hope this man takes care of his teeth and makes sure that he doesn't lose any more, because, well, it's a pretty rough go of it, I'm not gonna lie. Popsicle, good choice. Cold things are great for recovery after wisdom teeth. Should I know how to put it in here? My tongue! Is that my tongue?
It's not your tongue. It's not your tongue.
Oh my god! It's my tongue! It's just gone.
So mom just started taking the tongue away. She's so sad.
Hey, babe.
I'll have to tell the end. What happened at the end? He's like, I found another thing. So people actually taking that gauze out is super common. They always think it's their tongue for some weird reason. I don't know why. Cold things are great for recovery of wisdom teeth. You can also see that thing wrapped around her head. That's pretty common. Those are little ice packs in there just to help reduce swelling. So let's keep going.
Listen to me.
Okay, what's going on here? Oh, she is out of it.
Did I just die?
I just died. Yo, honestly, going to beep. You know she had some flashbacks to freaking white light. She was about to go into heaven. Oh my gosh.
Keep your mouth shut.
No.
Remy? Hey, stop it.
No.
No.
You don't want to go home now?
She wants it all.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he's so angry.
She's been crying for a long time.
Why?
Because she just this.
Oh, they both had it done at the same time.
You have both? Not.
No, I know. No,
She said you're pretty.
I know I am.
I know I am.
I am.
For an hour.
How long was it out before I got here?
I feel like everybody just starts cussing after they get this done. So out of it. And then she's so chill. That's so random. So everybody's body actually reacts completely different to the anesthesia. So some people are wide awake, some people are completely out of it. And for some reason, everybody cusses. I don't know why.
Why are you laughing at me?
Are you laughing?
I love you so much. Okay, I love you. It's not coming out. Did this cut off my vagina too?
No!
I'm pissed. What the heck? Why is my bathroom green?
Oh my gosh, people are so dramatic on anesthesia.
I love my period!
Oh my gosh, no! TMI, TMI!
I want it out of every hole!
Too much information.
I'm not washing my hands. I'm a cookie myself.
Good morning, Samantha.
Good morning.
Are you giggly like Evelyn?
Seems like it.
All right, so she's about to get the anesthesia, so they're starting to prep her and get ready for her. Let's see how she reacts.
Say anything done to my mom.
Giving her some laughing gas.
Graduation weekend? What'd you do last weekend? You graduated, yeah. How'd you celebrate?
So anesthesia can actually kind of be a bit of a truth serum. So even though you might want to be hiding something from your parents, you might not be able to. Let's see what happens.
You watch Netflix.
She's like, what?
Watch a movie. Yeah, that's all.
A ranger.
Oh. No.
No.
Movie was good.
Huh?
The movie was good.
What movie?
Notebook.
Oh no. Speaking of which, yes, The Notebook was sad, and Ryan Gosling, woo, man crush. Okay, on this next one thing you want to watch out for after you get your wisdom teeth out is maybe it's not best to talk to your significant other within the next 24 hours. Here's what happens.
You feel good?
Okay, so it's FaceTiming boyfriend.
Good. Okay, I'm gonna take you home now, okay?
Okay, so I'm gonna go.
What? He's like, Trevor, come on.
I'm waiting to hang up. What? I'm waiting to hang up.
He's so confused. Boys, we're not that smart.
I'm dumb.
Oh, you do. Click. See you, Trevor. All right, bye. Okay, so one thing that I said, obviously, everybody freaking cusses, man. All the filters are out the window when anesthesia happens. And I feel like this happens all the time. Why?
Shelby, try not to talk.
That really does look like a tongue, doesn't it?
Okay. I don't feel good.
You look great though.
No, I know you lied to me.
I never lied to you.
Yeah, you do.
Open big.
Ow! Ow!
You're doing great.
Ow!
Yeah.
Ow!
Don't bite me, please.
I'm gonna bite you.
I'm gonna bite you. Yeah, don't bite me.
Shelby. Open big.
Although I have been bitten.
Oh, I don't know.
She's going for it.
I don't know. I love you. I love you.
Oh my gosh. She's like a freaking raging chipmunk.
Stay biting.
Man, she's aggressive. Okay, so just how I was saying before, it might cause some troubles in your relationship. Well, it might actually help you get a relationship.
Damn, girl. You look like a hippopotamus.
Oh.
But lucky for you, I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Would that line work on you, Morgan?
Absolutely.
And that's how I got my wife. Oh, it's back. Same girl.
Everyone is here. Look.
This is the same girl from earlier.
Hi, babe. What's wrong?
She's so sad. They never know what's wrong, dude. They're always so sad for no reason.
Ashley.
Yeah.
Can you come and tell her that you're
She's
here
like,
for
oh
her?
God, not again.
Girl, what's the matter? You think this is yes. I know.
She's an emotional one, for sure.
Go home and I can get my purse, and then we can go to 7-Eleven.
You gotta get that Slurpee.
Not going all the way to 7-Eleven.
But don't suck through a straw after your wisdom teeth removal.
Why about my stuff to you?
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
You actually should go home and go to sleep for a bit.
That doesn't sound very fun. I think I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven and I'm gonna get a slushie with a straw and be a little.
You can't use a straw. If you suck, that hurt. Does
that mean it's gonna suck all the juices out?
No, it could open it up.
That's okay. Does you can just.
Yeah, okay.
They can resell where
I'm not taking you back. No.
Emma,
you have to follow the rules.
Mom, I have a shopping kit at home.
Oh, no.
You don't have to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it.
I'll jump on the car and do a front flip and just start running.
So first off, I don't suggest sucking on a straw. You can get dry socket, which is really painful. And I also don't suggest sewing up your own mouth with a sewing kit after. So earlier we saw some people who were down for the count with their anesthesia, but sometimes it can make you have a little bit more energy.
What's happening? I can't wait to see my sister. I know. You look like you're wide awake. You don't. It's my hair looking weird. No, I'm wide awake. I will run a mile. Oh no.
Yeah, I could run a mile.
This is the funnest thing ever. I just really want some pudding. Whoa. Whoa. Pass it on.
Pass it on.
I'm sorry, good. Jesus.
I got you. Ooh.
Good. No.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. And yes, I would definitely pass it on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Is it just me or is her teeth wiggling? No, seriously, this girl says, I think my teeth are broken. What's going on with me? And you guys tagged me a bunch saying this. Why the heck is her teeth moving? Okay, I thought braces were supposed to straighten them up, not make them all wibbly jibbly. Well, what if I told you that that's actually kind of the point? And then the fact that her teeth are moving means that her braces are working. You see, because to straighten up your teeth, we have to move them through the bone. That's right, your teeth have to move through the bone. And the way it works is through these things called PDL fibers. These fibers are like little bungee cords attached to your teeth everywhere. And when they push to one side, it actually dissolves the bone to make them tight again. And then the one that's really tight, it actually grows bone on the other side, moving it through the bone, almost digging away at one side and regrowing it back behind it. And in early stages, when we have severe crowding on somebody, if we're turning and moving and everything like this, that bone has not really caught up yet. And so yes, you can wiggle and that tooth is actually movable. In fact, the first time I saw this, whenever I was in dental school, I was in my orthodontist residency, and I pulled out somebody my first time, and one of their back teeth was literally like moving up and down when I took the wire out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm ruining this person's teeth. And then finally I figured out, no, that is completely normal and it's totally okay. Now, once we get into the bigger wires and they're set for a while, that bone will regrow. Actually, this is why we have you wear retainers for 3 months straight, because we want that bone to reform and solidify those teeth so they're not so wiggly biggly on their own. Let's see what they said in the comments. Someone said, this is how my crazy teeth falling out dreams start. And actually, it could be, weirdly enough, maybe it connects to your brain and makes you dream about it or whatever, but it's actually a really common dream to have teeth falling out. Someone said, yo, don't scare me, I just got braces. And like I said, nothing to be scared about. Now, I wouldn't overly go crazy, be doing this over and over and over again, because you can cause issues if you just continue to play with it and mess with it like that. But overall, not a problem at all. Doesn't mean it's not a crazy party trick though.
I don't think people are realizing how serious this whole I do braces discourse is. That's your skull. This is in your skull. Like, it's way deeper than what it is. Like, that's literally, they're moving the bones in your skull. Seriously.
Okay, so at first I had no idea what she was talking about, and then I looked up this I do braces, and I'm not gonna lie, I can totally see where she's coming from. So basically, this girl is one of multiple people in my lifetime of educating you guys over the past 7 years who is doing what we call basement braces. Unfortunately, this girl is going a little bit above and beyond. I looked into some of her stuff, and it's pretty scary, I'm not gonna lie. She's doing like full braces on crazy crowded people, putting power chains on them instantly, putting them in wires they're not supposed to be, doing all this crazy stuff with God knows what hygiene status there, because I do not even want to get into that. But unfortunately, this is really insane. And in fact, there was even a video where she was like, I don't understand, people are doing everything they're not supposed to be doing all the time. Why can't I be doing stuff that I'm not supposed to be doing? Why is it a problem when I do it? And it's because you could literally harm people and really ruin their entire mouth. You could actually cause them to lose all their teeth if you're doing this wrong. I mean, there's a reason why I have a master's in craniofacial growth and development, and why I even went out of dental school and in residency still didn't know what I was doing. So I was even a dentist and still didn't even know what I was doing. had to go through residency to figure this stuff out. Needless to say, it is actually insane that people are doing this, but I don't know, what does this tell us about the world? Does this tell us that economic times have gotten so hard that people have to go to a basement braces person to get their dream done? Maybe so, and maybe we need to do a better job trying to get prices down, which we're actually trying to do right now with our Wingcrest Orthodontics. We're trying to be the most affordable orthodontics care in the world eventually one day. But until then, please, please, please do not go to these people that tout and do all this type of stuff, because I promise you, your teeth are not something to play with. If you move teeth too fast, the bone will dissolve around that tooth, and that tooth will eventually just fall out. Not only that, but if you're putting too much pressure on, you can cause the roots to dissolve on your teeth and start to shorten this way, causing the length of your entire mouth's teeth to go down. Then you're gonna have to get dentures, you're gonna have to get implants, you're gonna do all this stuff that's way more expensive than God knows how much you're paying to get some basement braces from I Do Braces over here. Now, obviously, she's probably gonna get found out by, you know, police and everything like this. She's probably gonna get arrested, because this is a literal like felony. You can't impersonate a doctor, you can't do medical stuff under the guise of just, I said so, I want to do this. And she's touting it online and like making ads about it online, which is kind of crazy. But I don't know, let's see what the people in the comments have to say. This is right. Janae says, the idea of basement braces even reaching any level of success truly scares me. That's kind of what I was saying. I was like, man, is the economy really that bad? Hint, it is getting pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. But still, I mean, to a point that you have to go do this is kind of insane. And then Taylor says, kind of what I was saying, regular dentists can't even do braces. That's a specialty. Braces are that serious. And that's what I was saying. When I came out of dental school, I knew jack squat about braces. And to be able to do it, it even took me 2.5 years to get comfortable with doing it on my own in residency. And Ash says, that's why braces are called orthodontics. Ortho is in bones. And he's not wrong. Those teeth are moving through your bone. It's moving through your jawbone. And if you're moving too fast, that bone is going to dissolve and those teeth are going to fall out. Not to mention a bunch of other things. She could be causing infections in the teeth. They could not be cleaning them. They could have cavities. She's putting braces over the top of them, and then now you're getting an infection and a disease. And if that disease goes up through your cavernous sinus, through your skull, you could literally die. It is important. I mean, I laugh, but this is all really serious. And apparently she's even traveling across state lines. You could pay her to fly to you and do this stuff. That's insane. I don't know. What do you guys think down below? Let me know, because this is pretty cool. All right, what do we got here? Oh, I think I know where this is going. Oh yeah, getting a rubber band trip. The caption says, is this too much? That is a lot of rubber bands already. Oh my gosh, they're still going. He's probably thinking in my head, he's like, you tell me I gotta remember where all these go? I can barely remember how to do one rubber band. You're giving me 25,000. But further, you guys actually tagged me for a reason other than the rubber bands. I mean, some of you guys were like, is this really real? You wear this many rubber bands with braces? That doesn't make much sense. But actually, most of you were asking me, why the heck are his braces up so high? And if you go back to the beginning, you can actually see what they're talking about. So they're talking about those braces are way up here, and majority of his teeth is actually hanging down below. And so the question is this normal? And the answer is kinda normal. You see, just like there's tons of ways to do anything else and people have different beliefs about stuff, well, in braces is the same way. And the crazy part is that you can line teeth up in a perfect straight line with brackets. If you put those brackets in the same spot on every tooth all the way across, and it creates a straight line, those teeth will be straight in the areas that you want. Now you can have this line directly in the center of the tooth, you can have it directly on the edges of the teeth, or you could have them directly at the top of the teeth. But as long as those all line up perfectly with the teeth below, it will create a perfect bite. Now, this is called the smile arc placement. It's a smile arc way of doing braces. And what they believe is that if you put them at the very top here and you go perfectly aligned, yes, it will line it up, but because the center of the tooth, so you have this root and then you have the tooth, right? If you put it directly as close as you can to the center, the torque and stuff on those brackets will actually work better. And so they place those brackets super high up on purpose. Now, another benefit of this, and actually I've gotten braces with this technique on myself before when I was in residency. I did it for like 6 months to try it out. And actually one of the benefits I had was when I smiled, you couldn't see my braces because they were covered by my lip. Now, another negative for this is it makes it really, really hard for most people because it's up in your gums and it's hard to clean the gums. It's hard to floss around it because it's so high up. And another issue is a lot of the times people's gums are covering a lot of their teeth. And so if you want to get it up there, you're trying to have to like push these brackets up into the gum tissue and it just doesn't work out that well. So that's why most of us put the brackets on the center of the tooth and follow that theory, is so we don't have to like jam stuff up in the gums and have all the issues that come along with this smile arc placement. And as for the rubber bands, well, they're probably just messing around for video because I've never seen that before. I mean, sometimes you can have finishing rubber bands that kind of go up and down like that and sock the teeth in, but the way that they're doing it, I don't think anybody's really doing that. I mean, mean, it almost looked like it was giving like a class 2 per an overbite look, but just really it doesn't make any sense. And they're laughing about it, so it probably has nothing to do with the rubber bands at all. But I don't know, let me know. Would you like your braces high up like that? And would you wear rubber bands like that? I don't know if I would. All right, you guys tag me in this. What do we got here? Ooh, I know exactly. Man, I can literally feel the pain just looking at that thing. Oh my gosh. What we're looking at directly live right now is actually what's called an ulcer or a canker sore. Now this can happen for a bunch of different reasons, but normally it happens from trauma, aka you chewed on something and maybe you hit a chip or something like that and it cuts your lip, or in this case we see it sometime in braces. And when you get these braces, things like that little hook that you see poking out there will start to damage that lip and cause that ulcer. Now these are really painful, and so the way that you would deal with this is you would ball up some wax and you would put it on there, and you would have to keep it on there for about 10 days as that ulcer took its course and healed up. Now you can get these on the soft tissue area anywhere. You can even get them on the tongue and stuff underneath, but if it's on the hard tissue area, if you see something very similar but it's on the harder area of the gum tissue, which we call the attached gingiva, that is actually a herpetic sore. That is more like a cold sore. That is the stuff that is on your lips. This is actually an aphthous ulcer, which is on the soft tissue or the loose tissue there. And this will just have to heal up in 10 days, and there's not really anything you can do about it. You can do warm salt water rinses to help. You can add some wax on there to help it be a little bit cleaner, but luckily the gum tissue will toughen up over time and you'll have less and less of these issues as you go through your braces journey. But until then, yes, it is really annoying. Oh my gosh, it says best solution, salt. Do not pour salt on that thing. There actually used to be these things called septic pencils that you would actually like put on there and it would like acid cauterize them. Don't do those either. That actually just damages. There's nothing you can really do to make these go away. You can actually take some lysine as a supplement over long periods of time, and supposedly that helps a little bit, but really there's nothing you can really do other than just wait 10 days. And then Candace has a funny picture there, because I totally agree. When you touch one of these, if you have these, you understand the second you touch them, man, ooh, when you're eating or something and it brushes up, you're like, oh, it hurts so bad. And it looks like everybody else agrees. Yes, they are painful, but they will go away eventually, and it is not forever. You just got really unlucky with this situation with the braces.
Okay, you guys, this is an absolute disaster.
Explains
this
spiral.
can happen to you if you go to someone who does not know the principles of moving teeth. Okay, you guys, this is an absolute disaster. This can happen to you. That is an absolute disaster.
Holy moly. So I looked and I couldn't find the original video here, but this is what we were just talking about, basement braces earlier, you know, where we have people doing untrained dentistry that don't know what they're doing. And this is something that could actually happen if you went to somebody with an untrained dentist situation. And it's crazy that this actually popped up at the same time. You guys tagged me in this saying, what the heck is going on here? And so what is actually happening is people's brackets and braces, you know, a lot of people don't know there is a prescription in the bracket. There is a tilt, torque, and tip that is specifically in every bracket in your mouth to make them all fit and tilt to be the exact same place that we want them to be for a perfect smile. Now, because these are prescription, just like if I gave you prescription lenses for your eyes, I can give you the wrong prescription and it can harm the area, right? If I give you way too much prescription, everything's gonna be blurry and you're gonna start getting headaches and all this type of stuff. Well, unfortunately, some people can mess some stuff up. And if this happens here, normally what they did was they put the prescription upside down. So if you put the bottom brackets on the top brackets or bracket, or you just flip them upside down on accident and you don't know what you're doing, instead of tilting the tooth this way, well, it's now going to tilt the tooth this way. And that's exactly what probably happened on these front teeth, is they accidentally flipped all the brackets and put them all upside down on the top. And so instead of torquing them inward like they're supposed to, it torqued them way outward. And so much so that unfortunately this person will probably lose these teeth if they are not immediately torqued in the opposite direction again. I mean, you can actually literally see that premolar sticking out complete sideways. And so what do you do here? Well, first you got to take all these brackets off, every one of these teeth that has a bracket on there, because you don't know if it was just an issue with the bracket manufacturer or if it was something you did on your own or whatever it is. More than likely it was basement braces doing this, but regardless, you do the same thing either way. And then you got to get a fresh set of brackets, and you really have to make sure that they are on in the proper location. And then once you do that, you can put a big wire back in if you so choose to, just start working the opposite direction. Now, luckily, your body is pretty good. You have these things called little PDL fibers that are like stretchy bungee cords. So they're gonna wanna go back to where they were, hopefully. But once you've moved the teeth this far through the bone, that is a long way to go back. And so that is a really, really tough one. Another thing you can do is once you get to a bigger wire, you can actually torque the wire back down this way and put more torque on it that way. That could help as well. But still, what a mess. And this is a big, big issue that we're gonna see more and more of these basement braces stuff pop up. You're gonna see more and things like this happening all the time, which is very unfortunate. Someone says, yo, this is frying me. The search says Kimura teeth. What is Kimura teeth? I don't even know what Kimura teeth is. Someone said, how y'all feeling to look when you get braces by Bria? Totally true and unfortunate. And someone makes a good comment there. Bubbly Beauty says, but that like didn't happen overnight. And that is so true. And this is why it's so good to go to professional, because mistakes happen. Sometimes the brackets are misplaced wrong, or sometimes they got put in upside down or whatever. Mistakes happen. But luckily you're going to a trained orthodontist every 8 to 10 weeks. They're going to notice this really quickly and say, oh yeah, we're going to fix that and re-change it and flip it around. If you're leaving and going to somebody who's like, oh yeah, I just set it and forget to see me in 6 months to a year, well then all of a sudden you're going to come back and you're going to have this big issue and you're going to be like, what the heck? But yeah, of course, if you're having issues like this, you need to tell your orthodontist if anything is going wrong outside of your head. I get questions asked to me all the time from people. Some people go way above and beyond, ask every little micro question possible, and that's great because I want to educate them and make sure they're super comfortable in what's going on. And unfortunately, you're just not going to get that, and then over time, it's going to cause issues like this. Needless to say, understanding, maybe you should just go to an orthodontist for your braces. Alrighty, I got tagged a ton in this one. Looks like we got old Jakey Paul with some crazy titanium jaws. Now it looks insane, obviously on the front. That's probably why this has 150 million views, but I can tell you right now, my brother Paul here does not have these in his mouth. That is actually AI, as we all know now. It's kind of crazy that AI has gotten this good. The crazier part is this has actually happened before, just not on Jake Paul, but on a canine, actually. They're dogs. Now, yes, we do know that Jake Paul got in that fight. He actually broke his jaw in 2 different places, and a lot of people don't know this. He actually lost a tooth in the middle of the crack. I think it was his lower left molar or something like that. And there's even been people like Kanye West and stuff who have gotten titanium grills and the stuff like that. But no, he did not get that. He just got some plates. He got it all fixed up. He's all good to go. But what I was trying to tell you is there was actually Secret Service dogs. So a lot of police canines, what they do is they will actually remove the canines on these dogs because they'll bite so much that they end up breaking them off, and they replace them with titanium implants on these dogs so that when they go biting into criminals and other bad guys, they literally can physically not break. And so while Jake Paul does not necessarily have this, it's not saying it's never actually happened before. So let's see what they said in the comments. That's funny, Jake Paul in 2027. You know, the fun fact is we probably will be getting more and more machine-like as things go. That's gonna be really interesting to see. So you guys tagged me in this a ton. Mini dentist checkup. First off, art skills out the wazoo. Okay, we got a little toolbox. Dang, she got a whole setup in there. Let's see what we're doing. We're removing the braces. How are all these things sticking on there so well? And they stick to her little pad so good too. Okay, so she got the forceps out. Oh, dang, she got a scaler on there too, scaling up all the gunk. I'm not gonna lie, this is impressive. Look at what she got. Chocolate flavored toothpaste. Dude, I don't think you understand the amount of time it's probably took to make this. This is very impressive. Okay, so we're brushing teeth. Oh, she got to remove the teeth, I guess.
I think I just broke my tooth.
No you didn't.
You see, I get tagged in videos like this all the time where people are moving things around, pretending like things are falling out of their mouth or they broke them on a bottle. They're actually just completely fake teeth. See, a lot of people, especially the people I see in braces, have what we like to call hypodontia. And hypodontia means that you're missing teeth. And one of the most common places to miss your teeth are the lateral incisors. In fact, most of the time people that are missing one are actually missing both on both sides. Now, if you're missing a baby tooth and the permanent tooth's behind it, it doesn't matter, but these are normally permanent teeth. So there's nothing to back it up. They're gone. So when we're doing braces, well, we've got to fill those gaps so you just don't look weird forever. Now we have to put springs and things to get the spacing perfect to get ready for the permanent restoration. But until then, we have to fill the spots. So we use these things called Pontics, aka denture teeth, aka fake teeth. And so we take these, we shade match to your teeth, we polish them to the right size, and then we place a bracket on them and stick it on your wire as basically a space maintainer for your final real tooth. Now, another cool thing that we can do is when you're done with braces. We just pop the braces off, we polish the tooth, and we actually put those into your clear retainer. So when you're putting on your retainer at the end, you got something to fill those little gaps. So yeah, she didn't break her teeth. She's just getting some help from her orthodontist to make sure she doesn't have some giant holes in her face while she's in braces. Hope that helps. Holy metal mouth. One magnet and she is toast. Well, for real though, what is going on in this person's mouth? There is literally so much going on. Well, first off, the giant metal thing that you see, that the squishy thing, is actually what we call a Herbst appliance. This is basically with people that have big overbites like this, and we have to try and bring their lower jaw forward. Normally, this is done before full braces on a kid who's maybe 9 or 10 and has some growth left. And those little rods actually push the lower jaw forward, helping it grow and catch up to the upper jaw. Now, that's not it. This girl has a ton of stuff going on. It looks like there was 4 teeth removed. We've got the Herbst appliance, and she's got TADs, which are temporary anchorage devices, on the top and in the roof of her mouth. Now, for people in the comments that are freaking out saying like, oh my gosh, I can't have braces anymore, this is way too much, I agree, this is probably way too much. In fact, 99.9% of you won't have any of these things. I mean, this is severe. I mean, to take 4 teeth out, to do a Herbst appliance, to put the little glue bite props on there, do TADs here, and in the roof of their mouth. I mean, this is literally the most physical stuff you can do in braces ever. Like, she's literally one step away from just getting jaw surgery at this point. Now, I treat tons of people all the time, and I don't really use TADs. We hardly ever use the Herbst appliances or expanders or anything like that. So no, a lot of you guys are not gonna have to have this happen. And to be fair, sometimes orthodontists, we like to kind of experiment and try some things, and sometimes we get a little too overcomplicated with stuff like this. A lot of the times, all you need is just some braces, some rubber bands, and for you guys to actually wear them. That being said, I don't know who this girl is, but I feel really sorry for him because they're making braces way too complicated unless she just had a massively crazy case. But I'm sure the orthodontist had a reason to do all this, so I'm sure it's gonna look great.
And I'm hungry like the
Her teeth! Well, Frodo, is this true, Bentist? If you get your braces tightened, is it really so bad you can't even eat a burger? Well, it looks like you guys in the comments agree. You said, I just got my braces 3 days ago and I've been swallowing my pasta like a pill. And somebody else said, I wish I could defend you here, but a burger was a bold move after tightening your braces. But why is this, Bentist? Why do your teeth get sore after we tighten the braces? Well, first off, technically, we don't really tighten the braces. In fact, we just move to a bigger wire so it feels tight. And 2, here's the thing. Your teeth are set in your bone by thousands of little bungee cords we call the PDL fibers. And these PDL fibers let your teeth bounce on them like a trampoline so you can actually feel pressure in your teeth. That's why you can actually feel the pressure in your teeth. Or if you bite down too hard on something, your brain knows to, stop, I don't want to bite on that. And so when we're forcefully moving these teeth around, we're affecting these PDL fibers, causing that soreness. Because normally your body is telling you this tooth is sore because it wants you to stop doing whatever you're doing, whether you're biting hard on something or whatever else. But we're manufacturing those teeth to move where we want to, so it stays a little bit longer. And in fact, it's not actually a pain as far as like a cut or anything like that. It's actually more like a muscle pain. So if you were like sore, if you've ever worked out or played soccer too long or whatever and woke up the next morning with sore muscles, that's exactly what it feels like. And it actually feels like that if you had 32 separate muscles all sore at the same time. So you can see why it can get a little bit painful for the first week or two once you get your braces. Now, after that, you really do get used to it and it's not a problem at all. And when you do get a new wire that's a little bit bigger, normally that soreness only lasts for like a day or two. Some things that can help with this is taking Tylenol, and you can also swish around with cold water and deactivate the wire, which is a nickel titanium heat activated wire, to reduce some of that pain for a little bit. But in the end, just like after working out for a long time, your body gets used to it, your teeth will get used to that soreness, and you will not have that problem any longer, and your braces journey will be just great.
Have you ever wondered why brushing your teeth makes everything taste like shit?
I have, and it's terrible.
A pretty solid explanation for this. You see, your tongue is covered in proteins that act as receptors for taste.
And we actually have 5 of those receptors that give you bitter, salty, sweet, sour, and funny enough, umami, which you probably haven't heard of. It's from the flavors of MSG. That's what umami is.
But there's one sneaky ingredient in toothpaste called SLS.
Sodium lauryl
SLS interferes with the proteins on your tongue. This impairs your ability to taste sweet flavors, replacing them with an unpleasant bitter sensation.
And the crazy part is this isn't a majority of toothpaste. That's why, in fact, when we're creating our new toothpaste, we are getting rid of SLS, meaning you'll be able to drink orange juice anytime you want without any flavor changes. Okay, I don't know why I'm so excited about this, but this is actually really cool. Don't mind the messed up hair. I just got done working out, okay? Dang, look at that. Anyways, the reason you feel pain on your teeth is actually pretty cool. You see, your teeth sits into the bone on all these little trampoline type fibers we call PDL fibers. And if you bite down too hard, these fibers bend too much and they send a signal to your nerve telling you, oh my gosh, open up your mouth. You've probably had this happen if you're eating like chicken and a bone happens and you bite down, you're like, oh. But sometimes, like at night, you're clenching and grinding, or maybe your bite's off just a little bit so you're hitting on a high spot over and over again. It ends up inflaming the tooth's nerve. And just like your muscles get sore from overworking themselves, your teeth can get sore the same exact way. And so you pushing on your tooth is just like pushing on a sore muscle. Most of the time, a few days later, your teeth will move out of the way of that high spot hitting, and all of a sudden your pain will go away and you'll be like, oh, that wasn't anything anyways. Once again, you tag me in an ASMR. Are they good for your teeth? I don't know. We'll go ahead and okay, obviously. What's that, Tang Hulu? That's gonna Tang Hulu yank your tooth right out of your mouth. Wait, come on, just eat the grape. It's healthy. Why you gotta put a hard, sugary covering over the top of it? You're killing it. Okay, we got a croissant. Obviously, croissant's not gonna hurt your teeth at all. This one looks really sugary. I'm not gonna lie, but it does look pretty tasty. Why are you using giraffe hands? Just use your regular hands. Come on, I don't know why you guys like this. Is disgusting. And this is exactly why, like, who eats goopy honey, whatever this is? No one's gonna eat that. It's gross. This is obviously soft for your teeth. This actually reminds me of those little summer pops you get where you clip the thing and then you get it and you suck the juice at the end. Those are good. Okay, this one's perfectly safe for your teeth, and I actually recommend this. They're fun and enjoyable. Not even a burger? Come on. Actually, weirdly enough, these gummy burgers are super strong, and we have a lot of kids break their brackets on those. Boba, not gonna be a problem. Tapioca pearls and everything are perfectly fine. I mean, oh, come on. I mean, this is just weird at this point.
Basically, I got a tooth abscess. If y'all get a cracked tooth or an infected tooth, or if your teeth get impacted, go to the dentist immediately. Like, I guess I was prolonging that shit too long to the point this shit happened.
Oh! My. No, seriously, that's intense. But for real though, Bentist, what is going on? What is this giant glob coming out of the side of this man's chin? Well, this is called a tooth abscess. And even though this may have happened in a tooth that was in his mouth that cracked, this is in fact the reason why we tell you to get rid of your third molars or your wisdom teeth. You see, we get people all the time with impacted third molars or wisdom teeth that are turned sideways or stuck or just don't have enough room to come in. In fact, almost 95% of people out there do not have enough room to get their wisdom teeth. And a lot of them tell me, they say, Bentist, why do I have to get these out? They don't hurt at all. They're perfectly fine. They're sitting in there. There's nothing wrong with them, right? Actually, that's completely wrong for exactly this reason. You see, wisdom teeth are what I like to call a ticking time bomb. And it's not if they're gonna cause a problem, it's when. Because they sit up next to your other teeth and food and gunk can slowly seep down inside near that tooth and can start to slowly infect it without you knowing. Now, at first, it's not gonna cause a problem, but as the months and years go by, it will slowly infect more and more and more of that tooth until it forms what we call a abscess. And literally just like this man ended up in the hospital, you will end up in the, you'll just wake up in the middle of the night and you'll have this big giant blob and it'll be huge and it'll be painful, and sometimes it can even kill you. That's right, you have this thing called the cavernous sinus that's in the top leading up to your brain, and if your upper wisdom teeth get infected or abscess or swell, that infection can travel up into your brain and kill you. I didn't actually believe any of this until I went to dental school and we had to do hospital rotations, and we had person after person after person who was admitted to the ER because of these abscess molars, and they were in a lot of pain. So save yourself the trouble when you're young, and if your dentist tells you to get your wisdom teeth out, get them out now while it's super easy and avoid the crazy abscess.
So, you got a boyfriend?
Why? You want to ask me out on a date?
Maybe.
Why so serious? That was terrible. I need to work on my Joker impression. Well, for real though, Bentist, what is going on and can I do this? Well, in fact, we used to do this all the time with gum wrappers as a kid, specifically Big Red wrapper. But for a certain set of people, this could be a huge problem and really painful. You see, if you're lucky like me and you're old enough, you probably got what we call silver amalgam fillings. In fact, if you look, you can see them back here, these little silver fillings. A lot of people think they're cavities or something. No, those are just silver fillings I've had for like 20 years because I didn't brush my teeth very well as a kid. Which is probably why I couldn't relate to all of you guys, because you're not brushing your teeth good enough. You should probably go brush them right now, actually. But anyways, these silver fillings, when you put a aluminum foil or foil wrapper or whatever on them like this, actually connect. And your saliva can actually connect the two metals using the electrolytes in the saliva and cause what we call a galvanic shock. And a galvanic shock is exactly kind of what it seems. Have you ever had like a static electricity shock where you touch your fan and it goes and it like zaps you? Well, that's what happens, except for it goes into your tooth's nerve, and it's so painful. It hurts really, really bad. And some people even have these same shocks with teeth whitening. I have the same problem too. I can't whiten my teeth back here because it will cause that galvanic shock, and I'm like, ah! Now, if you have the white colored fillings or the tooth colored fillings, the composite, they don't have that metal on metal fusing, and so you don't have that galvanic shock. In fact, some people who have those inside metal can't even have metal forks near the area, because a metal fork will trigger that galvanic shock and cause a ton of pain. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have a silver filling, I would not do this unless you want a really big spark inside your mouth that's going to be painful, or if you have a regular white colored fillings, or you don't have any fillings at all because you're a good person who brushes and takes care of their teeth, you'll be just fine.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never back down is right, because that takes so much time to clean your braces with these floss threaders going in and out and up in between. If only there was a way to make it a little bit easy. Well, there actually is, because, you know, I invented it. It's called the Something Nice Water Flosser, and no, it is not just a regular water flosser. You see, not only do we have the touch capacitive sensors in the Apple Watch charging and the fancy cup system to fill it up, we actually have a special mode that's called a slow motor mode. And if you double tap over into the slow motor mode, you can actually use the slow flushing to be able to flush out the braces without causing any damage to your gum tissue. That's because normal water flossers only have a high pressure mode. Now, they can dial it up and down, but it's still a high pressure mode. And if you angle that up towards your gum tissue while you're cleaning your braces, that will shoot up into your gum tissues and hurt you badly. That's why we have two motors. One motor for the high powered flossing in between your braces, and then a soft mode to be able to flush your braces and get all that food and gunk out of there. This double team will tackle your braces and teeth and plaque and gunk and get that inflammation out of there, meaning no white squares for you after braces, because trust me, you don't know.